A warm welcome to one and all to JAXCRICTV, and we are back with a brand new episode for JAXCRIC News. And before we get more into details, I would like to thank our sponsors for this video, Hallmark Group, providing you 20 years of service excellence with passion. It's a combination of 13 different companies which provide you 4 services like product development, e-commerce, consulting, and IT staffing. And they do have 6 products, 1500 plus workforce, and more than 60 million plus revenue. And if you are looking for any of those services, please go into the description section and get their details. Our next sponsor is Telugu Association of North America. TANA addresses social, cultural, and educational needs of North American Telugu community in particular, and Telugu people in general. And if you want to join the cause, please go to their website and click on Donate Now, or if you want to volunteer, you can click on Volunteer button. All the details will be provided in the description section. Our next sponsor is Sanjeev Tegulla, who's a realtor. So if you are looking to buy or sell your home, just call Sanjeev Tegulla today for all your real estate needs, buying, selling, or even just looking for a new home. And Sanjeev will also be giving $300 to the winning team of this tournament. So without much ado, let's move on to our weekend update, and to know more about what happened in this week, let's go to our cricket expert, Miss Abby.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cricket Update. We're so excited. We finally had some good weather so we could actually have some matches this past weekend. I know Valentine's Day weekend only really a couple people were able to play, but I think more people were able to play this past weekend because of the better weather. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to head over to Jinnabar Park on Phillips, and I'm going to give Mayor some time to do that on the map. First match of the day on Saturday were the Catans versus the Jax Boys. The Jax Boys won the toss and they elected to bowl. Jax Boys scored 88 runs with a loss of 10 wickets in 19.4 overs. The Catans chased, scoring 130 runs with a loss of 7 wickets in 20 overs. The Catans won by 42 runs, and the man of the match there was Burani.
Yeah, today's game between Jax Boys and Catans, it was a nice game. Jax Boys won the toss and elected to bowl. So Catans made 131 runs, and Burnie, he made 38 runs while batting, and Jax Boys lost the game while chasing. They made 88 runs and lost the game, and man of the match goes to Mr. Burnie for 38 runs and 3 wickets. Congratulations. Well played.
Here we are, Saturday morning. We are starting off with the Chillers versus the Outsiders 11. The Outsiders 11 won the toss and they elected to bowl. They scored 71 runs with a loss of 10 wickets in 19.4 overs. The Chillers scored 86 runs with a loss of 9 wickets in 20 overs. The Chillers won by 15 runs, and the man of the match there was Amit Venkatesh.
All-round performance by Amit and Murali, and man of the match goes to Amit.
Hey, tell something about the match, man. Okay guys, great game guys, come on guys.
Next game we have are the Hawks versus the Jacksviras. Hawks won the toss and they elected to bat. They scored 155 runs with a loss of 6 wickets in 20 overs. The Jacksviras scored 153 runs with a loss of 8 wickets in 20 overs. The Hawks won by 2 runs, so pretty close game there. Man of the match there was Rajendra Mundi.
Guys, Hawks versus Viras. Hawks score 154 runs. 155 runs. Raj 65 run, awesome batting. And in response, Veera score 153 runs. What a close game. And the man of the match goes to Raj. Thank you, Raj.
Thank you guys. It was a nice game. Congrats to Viras. They played very well.
Here we are on Sunday, and we're actually at Atlantic Coast. Look at that. It has been 3 whole game days. So Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, without any games at Atlantic Coast, and we are finally back. I think there were some guys out there putting in some hard work to dry up the field, so props to you guys and anybody else that was doing any field maintenance over the past couple of weekends with the rain. Major props to y'all. Y'all are the reason we're able to, still be operational. So, here we are, Atlantic Coast, first game on Sunday morning. We had the Jaguars versus the Vikings 11. Jaguars won the toss and they elected to bat. They scored 121 runs with a loss of 5 wickets in 20 overs. The Vikings 11 scored 91 runs with a loss of 10 wickets in 17 overs. The Jaguars won by 30 runs, and the man of the match there was Azhar Ali.
Today's match between Jaguars and Vikings 11. Jaguars batted first and scored 121. That's actually they bowled very well, and at the end they made it to 120. And the highest score Hazard scored 35. And while bowling, again Hazard took 4 wickets. Getting only 4 runs, I guess. So obviously he's the man of the match.
Next, we have Southside versus the Juggernauts. The Southside won the toss and they elected to bat. They scored 78 runs with a loss of 7 wickets in 20 overs. The Juggernauts followed, scoring 63 runs with a loss of 10 wickets in 17.2 overs. Southside won by 15 runs, and the man of the match there was Suresh Basetti.
Hey guys, we had a great game of cricket today. It was windy conditions. Southside initially elected to bat and scored 78 runs. And Juggernauts came very close. It was the day for Southside. So man of the match knock of 23 runs out of 26 balls. In this pitch conditions, I believe there was a great batting knock.
Yes. Awesome. Congratulations. all right. Thank you everyone.
Let's head on over to Phillips Highway where we have Gennevar Park. If you ever need to go get some breakfast over there, Amoretti's is pretty good. They got some American/Italian breakfast bakery items. First game there were the Florida Jets versus the Oceans 11. The Florida Jets won the toss and, you guessed it, they elected to bat. They scored 110 runs with a loss of 4 wickets in 20 overs. The Oceans 11 chased, scoring 113 runs with a loss of 8 wickets in 16.3 overs. The Oceans 11 won by 2 wickets, and the man of the match there was Marvin Patel.
Hey, this is the match against Florida Jets and Ocean Blue. So Ocean Blue won by 2 wickets. Yes. Yeah. And man of the match is Marvin.
Woo! Marvin, back by ball.
Next, we have the Chargers versus the Florida Panthers. The Chargers won the toss and they elected to bat. They scored 106 runs with a loss of 10 wickets in 16.5 overs. The Florida Panthers chased, scoring 107 runs with a loss of 6 wickets in 18 overs. The Florida Panthers won by 4 wickets, and the man of the match there was Ravinder Virati. Very close game there, so nice, good job, guys.
Okay, today the match is between Panthers and Chargers. Panthers won by 4 wickets. Man of the match, Ravinder. Yay! Go Panthers! Right, good game, guys. Played well. Everyone chipped in. Really good game. Thank you. Thank you.
Here we go, folks. We are ending our Sunday at San Jose, and let's give it a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First game at San Jose on Sunday were the Raiders versus the Men in Blue. Raiders won the toss and they elected to bat. They scored 123 runs with a loss of 8 wickets in 20 overs, and the Men in Blue scored 116 runs with a loss of 9 wickets in 20 overs. The Raiders won by 7 runs, and the man of the match there was Prasad Kuri.
Today match between Raiders and Men in Blue. Raiders scored 123 and Men in Blue scored 116 all out. Man of the match is Prasad for his wonderful knock of 49 runs and also 2 wickets.
Anything to say?
Finally, we won the match. Finally, come on.
Last match that we have for all of you are the JAX Super Kings versus the Phoenix Force. The JAX Super Kings won the toss and they elected to bat. They scored 122 runs with a loss of 10 wickets in 19.4 overs. The Phoenix Force scored 51 runs with a loss of 10 wickets in 16.5 overs. The JAX Super Kings won by 71 runs, and the man of the match there was Arvind Jain.
Between Jacksonville Super Kings and Phoenix Force, and the Jacksonville Super Kings won the toss and elected to bat. Opening batsman Arvind played a really good game. He hit 4 and 1/6, total 21 runs, and how many wickets he got? 3 wickets. It's a great game, and Arvind played an excellent job, and Srini and the whole team did a great job. And Balagori took a very nice catch.
Come on, good.
Thank you, Abby, for that awesome information. So moving on to our next segment, which is Jack's Crick Talk. So in this segment, what we'll do is we'll get some fellow cricketers and cricket enthusiasts and talk to them and have fun. So in this week's edition, we have 3 guests: Kiran from Panthers, Murli from Chillers, and Pankaj from Juggernauts. So without further ado, let's get started.
Hi guys, today we are here to discuss about cricket that's been happening in JAX. We are from 3 different teams, and I'm Kiran from Florida Panthers, and this is Pankaj from Juggernauts, and this is Murli from Chillers.
So, like everybody understand, this is like unprecedented times where we are living in. The new normal is like you stay at home, take all kind of precautions, not meeting a lot of people. And for last 9 months, like a lot of people were like locked down in their home and they were not really meeting a lot of people. And now, in order to expose everyone to say so many people, I believe it was only cricket which could have done it. And that was the motivation that everyone wanted to really contribute something to the cricket games and wanted to get out, meet their friends. Cricket is just not a game. It brings a lot of passion and energy, and like there is so much more strategies and things like that. Like as soon as you start discussing about it, there is so much, you can never end, right? So like I know from circumstantial perspective, it was really difficult, but if you look at the other side of the story, it's a rosy story. Like I can stop talking about cricket, and I know it's the same for everyone else, right? So it is just cricket. So like you bring in cricket on the table, everyone was like really excited to get out and meet other friends and compete and probably win or lose. So yeah, it was like tough with all kind of weather and everything, but yep, still we managed to get out of our homes, and I believe the tournament is amazing and everyone is still enjoying with all this rains and other stuff, and I believe committee is doing a great job by keeping the facilities up to date and making it available of the best available facilities around.
Yeah, so just to add to what Pankaj said, first of all, during this time with everyone being locked down at home, they have to take care of work, they have to take care of family, and then still be at home. You don't have an off time. So everyone is mentally so tired, not meeting people, and humans are obviously social animals. So they like to mingle with people around, and cricket is the only game, especially for Indians, wherein you can hang out with your friends and you can meet a lot of them and make new friends. So in these times, getting this opportunity itself, even like everyone getting together and playing a game, that itself is a blessing for all of us. So I'm really glad that this happened, and we definitely look forward to playing more games. But at the same time, I'm glad that everyone is being cautious around and not trying to hug or like usually celebrate and these stuff. Everyone is trying to be within themselves, especially during celebrations, and not to be so overjoyed and then doing all this stuff.
Yeah, both of them covered almost all the difficulties coming from home to ground. But in terms of cricket, yes, it was tough to group people. They were scared to come to the ground. They were not sure whether their families would allow them to play. And even if they played, they didn't want to do it every week. So there were a lot of opting out people. There were a lot of people who were very scared. But still, there was some drive force. We can't stay at home without playing. We have been playing continuously throughout the year. So maybe that drive force brought everyone the interest, and it was tough to group. But still, after the grouping, when things go, especially when teams do good, it motivates the players. So that's how we ended up in the ground. With this committee, I've seen some videos, clippings that they tried to drain out the water from the ground during this rainy weeks. They put lot of effort to pull out the water. That was one, and they brought like mobs. brushers and scrapers to each ground. They run to one ground to another whenever there is rain to make sure that game happens. So those kind of effort was really good. Appreciate the committee in putting all this effort to make the play possible.
So coming to FCA, the way they organize the tournament, it's I could say it's probably that they're doing their best efforts. In a way, they are sacrificing their personal time too. They put in a lot of time, and then they make sure the games happen. They can easily say, okay, it's rained out and we are going to split points. But that defeats the purpose, right? We are all here to play the game of cricket, and no one likes to get just some points and say we are not playing a game. It's a great effort by the committee so that the games happen and the players are happy to play it, and kudos for that.
Just adding into what Murli and Kiran has already captured, I believe this time around committee is doing an incredible job, and if you just look at the different flavors which the committee is bringing into the game of cricket, like there are volunteering opportunities for the kids, there are these type of videos where you are bringing people together, like bringing the community together, and I believe the energy this time around is completely different from what it was prior to this season. There is so much which you guys are doing for the community that we can't thank you enough, because these are the times where we needed you the most, and you being the leadership team, or maybe the community being the committee being the leadership team for the cricket, and you pulling around all the kids and families and everything together, this is really motivating, and it is helping the cause overall. Kudos to you guys for whatever work you are doing for this, and I believe there will be more and more the way we see the trend. It is always going positive. So let's see what you have. How are you guys going to surprise us?
Outsiders, they are pretty well rounded. They have all bases covered, be it batting, bowling, and I would definitely say outsiders have a very good chance of being in top 4. The next team would be Juggernauts, and they have all their bases covered too. They have very good depth in batting, and they have good all-rounders, and they have good bowling attack as well. They have like 6 to 7 choices. I would not discount Mavericks too. They have couple more games. Tough to discount them, saying that they may not make it. But if they are into top 8, they know how to play big games. They have been winning a lot of tournaments, so I would see Mavericks coming in as well. So I would put our team in the 4th position. There are a couple other teams who can still. It's a game of cricket, right? So anything can happen on the given day. Chillers would be my definite pick. With the way they are defending totals, I would definitely say these are my top 5 picks. 4 will be definitely in. I can't predict the final. Who is going to pick it up? If we do it, I'll be so happy.
My first pick would be for top 4 would be outsiders. With the performances and the overall coverage of their team, batting, bowling, fielding, I would pick outsiders. So my second pick would be Oceans. The way they have been playing, I think they should be confident enough to face the remaining 2 tough games they have, Mavericks and Juggernauts. I'm definitely going to pick my team as well. Batting looks little bit worried when it goes to playoff level. The way we defended with the bowling, I think if we just improve on the scoreboard, probably we'll have a very good chance. Panthers, they have been doing good in the last over. They lost by 1 wicket, I believe. So after that game, that was their first game. After that, they just bounced back and they're going good. These 4 would be my picks, but it's very hard to say whether these 4 would be. It just depends on combination of who plays whom.
If I were to bet on out of all these great 24 teams, if I were to pick 4 teams, it's definitely is going to be really difficult choice. But now, since already we are at the fag end of the tournament, and mostly the point tally is settled, and I know like there were some of the great teams which we were always considering, the Jaguars, Mavericks. They were like always playing the finals and one of the semi-finalists in all the previous tournaments. But Considering these couple of these teams, they are not doing great this season. So of the remaining few teams, I would pick, say, outsider is the team which I definitely consider one of the semi-finalists. If I have to pick second one, Ocean 11, they really have a great depth in their batting. Looks like they are scoring always 120 plus in all their previous games. Some of them they have even scored 180 plus. So cricket is won by scoring runs. So I believe they are also one of the strong teams. If I have to pick third one, I believe I would bet on my own team, that is Juggernauts. We formed this team only 2 years back, and it has been shaping up nicely. We have always played semi-finals and quarters in last 2 years, and this year there were some gaps which we have filled. So I probably believe this is one of the team which would be able to at least get into the last four, if not ended up being in one of the finalists, but one of the four I believe it should be. The fourth team, looking at the point tallies and the history and all the experienced players, I believe Panthers is certainly one of the team which is already on the top in their group, for sure. Should be one of the semi-finalists. One of the most agile and young team, if you see, that is like Chillers, you can never discount them. Like on a given day, they can beat any good team in this tournament, and right now they are one of the leaders in their group as well. So these are the 4-5 teams I believe they should be in the last 4 slots. And if I have to pick the last 2 said finalists, probably will depend on which are the teams which are mapped against in the semi-finals and probably end up in the finals. But I think if I have to bet, the 2 teams would be Outsiders and Juggernauts.
In terms of shade at US1 ground and the ACH ground, so if we can get some makeshift arrangements in terms of shade, that would be very good, rather than leaving it to the teams to carry their own tents and then chairs. But if it is not too much to ask, so that is something that I would definitely appreciate if the committee can come up with that.
When it rains, they go to ground like US1, try to pull the water out of the playing area. They use motors. Probably, I think we should keep such equipment in all grounds. They've already started doing it in US1, trying to make play possible. Same equipment, if it goes to all grounds, it should be good for teams, because it takes a lot of effort to pull even that covers, because San Jose is one single cover. It's very huge and heavy.
This committee has been doing an incredible job, and it's really difficult to find out one specific issue where they are not doing something which we were already expecting. Yes, definitely it's good to have a dugout, it's good to have great drainage services. If we can have some ropes around the ground. Few things which I definitely would want this committee to come up with is like, how can we collaborate with local industry and probably start some sort of collaborative efforts on that. Look within the local community also, if we can work on some initiatives which are probably non-profit like initiatives, work for the homeless folks sometimes, so that not only we focus on what we love to do, but also there is something which we are contributing to the society where in the country where do we live in. And there is a huge population of Indians, those who play cricket, and there are say 24 teams. Even if we have 20 people, it's approximately 500 people, and if we chip in a little bit of money, little bit of manpower, little bit of everything, it can definitely turn out to be something which is really interesting, and that's what is something which should give back to the society. So yeah, like it is not directly connected to cricket, but considering you guys are already working with so many different people, it would be good to have this facet covered as well.
Now let's move on to some stats. When we take a look at our weekly leaderboard, leading run scorer is Rajendra Munde with 60 runs, followed by Prasad Kuri and Binil VS. And leading wicket takers for week 5 is Azhar Ali, who took 4 wickets, followed by Rajesh Dampeti and Pankaj Ojha. So overall weekly rankings, Rajendra Munde is leading the way with 324 points, followed by Azhar Ali and Bharnidharan Lakshmikantan. So now let's move on to overall rankings. In batting, Binil VS is leading the way with 196 runs, followed by Sandeep Prasad 156, Rajendra Munde 135, Pinak Trivedi 115 and Saminathan Muralidharan at 113. In bowling, Sri Adiga is leading the way with 13 wickets, followed by Rajkumar Chellandu at 12, Rajesh Dampeti at 11 and Pankaj Ojha and Sai Kiran Dandukuri both at 10 wickets. Now let's take a look at fielding stats. Ramkishore Chakrapani is leading the way by 16 points, followed by Sri Adiga, Vijay Reddy Gangam, Vikram Yellandu, Sampath Gurram, Abhishek Yedru, Arun Chillers, Bala K and Bhargav Srirangam. And in the race to most valuable player, Rajendra Munde is leading the way with 912 points, followed by Binil at 766, Arun Chillers at 674, Bharnidharan Lakshmikantan at 666 and Sri Adiga at 662. Now let's take a look at points table. Florida Panthers are looking comfortable at 8 points, but 22 JSK and outsiders still fighting a tough fight to get into the top 2. In Group B, we again have Catans, who are very comfortable and they are almost through, but Blues Chargers are still fighting for that second position. Group C is sealed. Outsiders and Chillers are going into next round. If Chillers win their last game, they'll be the top seed in this group. Group D is pretty much open. It's a fight between 3 teams, Ocean's 11, Juggernauts and Mavericks, and there are so many possibilities between these 3 teams that any team can make into top 2. Now let's take a look what matches we have in store for this week. So on Saturday, we'll start with Chargers versus Phoenix Force, followed by Wolves versus Mavericks, Oceans 11 versus Juggernauts, Blues versus Vikings, and Southside versus Raiders. On Sunday, we have 6 more interesting games. Jax Viras versus Wolves, Jaguars versus Florida Jets, Florida Panthers versus Jax Super Kings, Men in Blue versus Phoenix Force, Outsiders 11 versus 22, Vikings 11 versus Catans.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to take my little closing time and just really emphasize to you guys the importance of consistent, regular exercise. So whether it's just taking a walk, doing some yoga, it'll really improve your quality of life if you regularly exercise and just move your body. I'm coming to that realization now. I'm a baby. Like I think I'm a pretty young thing, but like, yo, I gotta get my exercise up just because I think in the long run, it'll make my life that much better. So I encourage you, maybe add a day of vegetarian or 1 meal of vegetarian per week. Go on a walk, go to the gym. Have a cricket practice during the week. Just anything to get, moving a little bit more just to make you more healthy. That's about all I got. I hope you guys have a good weekend of weather. And I heard it's going to be pretty warm, so I hope you guys sweat a lot. Have a great weekend.